Today's video brings me to the beach in Bridgetown, Barbados. Well, a little on the outskirts, more specifically St. Lawrence Gap, where I've been staying for the series of almost a week now. Wanted to come out here to the beach for my last day, getting ready to depart later this afternoon, heading back to my homestead. Figured I would do one last video walking along the beach, showing you all the beautiful sights, the sounds, and also maybe walking through the downtown St. Lawrence area and showing you what that looks like. But I wanted to start my video here. Very picturesque view of the Caribbean Ocean. Had those two boats off in the distance. Really beautiful crystal blue / kind of a greenish color. Really amazing out here in Barbados. Very beautiful weather today too. Almost a cloudless sky. A little bit of clouds in the distance, but other than that, very, very beautiful day today. So like I said, I'm gonna be walking around the beach area for a little bit, kind of telling you all what I've been doing this past week here in Barbados. Then we'll go to downtown St. Lawrence Gap area, show you some of the places that I've visited this week. But yeah, today, travel day. Like I said, headed back to the homestead, North Carolina. Was gonna be leaving on Sunday, but I saw that the weather was not gonna be that great the next couple of days, so just figured to go ahead and head out early. If it's gonna be rainy, very cloudy, really no point to stay here another couple of days. Now I've been staying, like I said before, in St. Lawrence Gap, which is off in that direction back there, which I'm gonna be going to here in a little bit. I just wanted to come out here on the beach today, getting ready to head to the airport in a couple hours, catch my flight. Just wanted to come out here for one final time on a really, really nice day and show you all what these amazing beaches have to offer. Now there are stuff like this all over the beach, and I think this is called sorghum. Pretty sure this is called sorghum. And I know stuff does smell pretty badly. It's kind of all around the beach area. Now, if you go further down to where, like going towards Bridgetown and stuff like that, which is about, 5-10 minutes, 10-minute drive down in that direction, the beaches really don't have a whole lot of this stuff on the beach. It's not seaweed, but it's sorghum. So you all are probably wondering what it's been like here in Barbados for the past 6 days. And like I said, it's been pretty amazing. It is a nice place, visually appealing. I will definitely give it that. But like I mentioned in the intro, this place is extremely, extremely expensive. Every restaurant that I've gone to, I don't think I paid less than maybe around $40, $50. More than that on some nights, some for lunch, dinner. Because what they do is they'll add VAT tax, value added tax. They'll also add a government tax. And then on top of that, they'll want you to tip as well. So, everything has to be imported here to Barbados. So I kind of get it. I used to live in Hawaii. I know how the prices will be extremely jacked up because they have to import everything. But I walked over here to this area, and like I said, the St. Lawrence Gap area is right over there. be taking you all over there in just a second. But there's a restaurant right over here that I ate at the other night, and I will tell you that it was amazing, amazing seafood. And it's actually called the Seafood Shack. I just want to get one more view over here before I head over to the St. Lawrence Gap and before I show you all the Seafood Shack. Just give you all one more view. I mean, just look how amazing this is. You got some guys out there fishing. Just absolutely breathtaking views. Just amazing, amazing views. If you want the views, Barbados is the place to be, no doubt. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, I don't think Barbados is going to be for you. But I just want to come over here one more time and put my feet in the water, because who knows when the next time I'll be able to do this. Just really amazing, beautiful, crystal clear water out here. So another thing that's kind of something that Americans will have to get used to when you come here to Barbados is the driving. Because the driving here is it's pretty insane. You have very narrow roads, people whizzing by each other. You have people on bicycles, motorcycles, mopeds, if you will, and they're just whizzing in and out of traffic. You can imagine, since Barbados is an island, you have very, very small roads and not a whole lot of roads. So you have a lot of people and not a whole lot of roads. And this is the Seafood Shack. You can see the name right here. Yeah, this was amazing food. They had like loaded fries that had lobster and shrimp, and they had this sauce on there that was just, oh man, it was so amazing. But if you want, you can see some of the prices here. This is their menu, and their loaded fries are right here. I actually got the seafood mix, and all of these prices are in Barbados dollars. So the exchange for Barbados dollars is, if it's like $50 Barbados, it's going to be $25 American. So any price you see in Barbados is going to be half of that in American dollars. So if you're ever in Barbados, the St. Lawrence Gap area, check out the Seafood Shack. Big thumbs up for that one. Amazing food. All right, so now just leaving the beach, gonna be heading to the downtown St. Lawrence area, St. Lawrence Gap, to be more precise. I'm gonna show you all what these roads look like and how the people drive out here. So I'm gonna have to kind of be cautious, especially kind of looking into the camera every now and then, because it's not a very large space to be able to walk. So you have a lot of cars coming this direction. You have pretty much just this little sidewalk right here to walk down. Right up here, you have Oystons, 4 kilometers in this direction that I'm going. I think 4 kilometers is what, about a mile and a half, somewhere around there. But yes, as you can see, I'm coming up now where there's not a whole lot of room to walk. And you have to really be on your guard. Ooh. Literally less than about a foot of room to walk. All right, so now we have made it over to the St. Lawrence area. As you can see right there on the sign, St. Lawrence Gap. So this road right here that goes this way, that is the St. Lawrence, the main St. Lawrence Road. And where this car went down, this is the St. Lawrence Gap right here. Now the St. Lawrence Gap, this is where a lot of the hotels, resorts, the all-inclusive resorts, and where my hotel is actually, which is right here, the Yellowbird Hotel. This is where I have been staying for the past 6 days, right here. I will also say that this Cafe Sol is pretty good. Ate there the first night. Wouldn't say it's the best Mexican food, but you know, it's decent. Again, very, very pricey, as anywhere in Barbados will be. So making our way down the St. Lawrence Gap Road. Right over here to the right, this building here, this is called Primo Bar and Bistro. And I actually ate here the other night. Crazy expensive. I think my meal was around 75, 80 USD. Barbados money, it was probably about 150, 160, give or take. But I will say the food was amazing. I had barracuda for the first time ever, and it was actually probably one of the best fish I ever had. But you basically go in and the seating is right over in this area, top floor, bottom floor. And I ate on the bottom floor, and you have, again, a real nice view of the ocean out here. So really amazing. And up here it says the Gap is where it's at. And right across the street you have the Church of St. Lawrence. I wanted to come here one day and see what this church looked like on the inside, but they do have weekday service. Like Tuesday, Wednesday, they have Sunday school. Yeah, I wanted to come over here and check this church out one day. Actually, I might be able to get inside just to look and see. Let's see if we can get inside here real quick. Oh yeah, I can get inside here real quick. So this is the church, St. Lawrence Gap. Just something about like these old style churches, especially in the Caribbean, just really amazing. And as you can see, they don't use AC in here. They have fans up there on the walls. A lot of Caribbean islands and even European countries do not like AC. They consider it as a waste. Oh, look at this. Dedicated to the glory of God and unveiled by Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Sandra Mason, President of Barbados, on Sunday, 21st of August, 2022, to mark the visit of the Right Reverend Dr. Rosemary Mallet, Barbadian-born Bishop of Croydon, UK. Okay, pretty cool. And right over here beside the church, you have some more views of the ocean. So while I've been here in Barbados, again, it's only been for 6 days, but while I've been here, I have done some pretty amazing tours. I've done an e-bike tour around the back roads of Barbados. If you haven't seen that video yet, definitely check it out. I also did a catamaran cruise yesterday. I wanted to film that, but it was just almost impossible. There was just so many people on the boat. It was also, as you would expect, very wet. I did not want to get my camera wet or risk dropping it in the ocean. It was very windy as well, kind of choppy seas, so I didn't want to risk dropping my camera. Gotta wait for this car to pass. Again, these roads are extremely narrow. This is a one-way road, by the way, so whenever you're walking up here, you kind of have to watch for cars coming behind you. If you hear that squeaking noise, it's my feet and my flip-flops. They're still kind of wet with some sand in there. I mean, just look how freaking beautiful. I just love the colors. That's what really gets me. I love the colors that they use in the Caribbean. They just pop, like the greens, the peaches, yellows, the oranges. I just love how all these colors just pop and they just make everything look so amazing. This says here, parking at your own risk. No pissing in this area, please. So I will say that some of the cons of being here in Barbados, and it's kind of another reason why I want to leave early, not only because of the weather, but there's some more reasons why I have decided to leave Barbados a few days early. And one of them is because if you are a tourist, locals will constantly hound you left and right for you to either buy something. They'll hound you about getting a taxi. They'll hound you about anything, whether it be, I had a guy the other day that approached me and asked if I wanted my car washed, which was kind of odd, but you'll just constantly keep getting harassed by locals. Another example is I went on the beach the next day that I got here, went on the beach at the boatyard and just laying there enjoying my day. All of a sudden, this local guy comes up and sits down on my chair that I'm laying on and starts having a conversation with me and asking me if I wanted to buy a couple of bracelets. I told him no thank you multiple times. He still wanted to sit there and keep talking to me, trying to be friends with me, wanting me to buy something from him. And I had to repeatedly keep telling him no thank you, no, no, no. And eventually he kind of got, I guess, discouraged and got up and left. But yeah, if you're a tourist and you go outside of the resort areas, I'm sure the resort areas will probably be fine. I'm sure there won't be any locals coming to the resort areas hounding you and harassing you, but if you go to public areas, I guess you would say, just be prepared to constantly get hounded by locals wanting you to buy something or do something or whatever, a service that they want to provide to you, an item they want to sell to you. So that's another reason why I kind of want to get out of here and just go ahead and go home a little early. I mean, looking back on it now, hindsight 2020, I wish I would have got a resort stay here in Barbados. Would have been right on the beach. Locals couldn't hound you all day, every day. I mean, you can't even go and get something to eat and take it to the beach and just relax without locals wanting you to, get jet ski rentals or something, washing your car. It's just constantly people will just keep approaching you and approaching you and approaching you. And it's like, how many times can you say no for them to get the hint of like, I don't want to buy something, I don't want your services. I guess it's the American culture. If you want something, then you'll go and you'll ask for it. You don't really have those kind of services coming up to you saying, hey, do you want this? Do you want that? Will you buy this? Will you buy that? Typically don't have that back home in America. But over here you have the boat yard. This is not the boat yard shop. This is promoting the boat yard, where they have a bunch of inflatable like slides, and they have a trampoline out there as well. Actually, here's some pictures right here of it. Yeah, so you have like, there's the slide right there, trampoline. So yeah, again, boat yard, really cool place. Just my recommendation, if anyone from the boat yard watches this video, I doubt it, but if they do, just keep locals from being able to go out on the beach and harass tourists, because it really leaves a bad taste in tourists' mouths when you can't go and just spend time relaxing. I mean, you're on vacation, you spend a lot of money to come here, and the last thing that you want is to have people constantly coming up to you when you're laying there trying to enjoy the day, the sun on you. Yeah, it's just kind of annoying, you know, it's just really annoying. Look at this pink building. That's really beautiful. Look at all the colors. Yeah, they just all pop. Yeah, I just love the colors around here. It's amazing. So yeah, I pretty much walked most of the St. Lawrence Gap area. If you go down further, you'll kind of run into some of the resorts like Sandals and stuff like that, but I'm gonna go ahead and probably turn back around, head back to the hotel. I have to finish packing, take a shower, all that good stuff. Flight leaves, I think around 3:45, 4 o'clock, the flight leaves. Place right over here, Harley Quinn. Very, very good food as well. Casual Starlight Dining. So again, if you're ever out here in Barbados, check out Harley Quinn. Show you the menu real quick. They have vegetarian menu, surf and turf, and they also have like starters, stuff like that. Yeah, Harley Quinn. All right, so trying to book it back to the hotel now. Got to be at the airport in about an hour and a half, give or take. Whew, it is very, very hot out here. Very, very humid as well. Say it's probably about upper 80s today with a maybe 80-85% humidity. Whew. I would give anything right now just to dive into that ocean. If I had an extra hour or two, I'd probably do that, but I am crunched for time. All right, just got dropped off at Grantley Adams International Airport. Getting ready to go through the dreaded TSA. Doesn't look too busy. Hoping we can just get in and out. Here you have a British Airways model plane. Grantley Adams International Airport is proud to exhibit this model of the British Airways Concorde in honor of the historic role the aircraft played in the development of our tourism and by the extension of our airport. Staff of Grantley Adams International Airport. See what the departures look like. I think my flight has been delayed maybe 20 minutes. Let's take a look and see what the flight times look like. See, I don't, oh, here we go. Right there, Charlotte, gate 10, on time, 3:40. It says it was delayed about 20 minutes. American Airlines AA2586. That is my pony for tonight. Alright, so we are taxiing out on the runway. I think we're number 2 in the queue for takeoff. About 4 hours, 10 minutes until we get to Charlotte. Should be a pretty smooth ride, I'm guessing. They're calling for some pretty severe weather back home, but I think we're going to miss it by about an hour. So that should be pretty good. Yeah, leaving Barbados. Very beautiful day out. Flying American Airlines. We had about a 45-minute, close to an hour maintenance issue on the plane. They had to have the maintenance person come on and make sure that everything was fine, everything checked out. And now we are underway to take off. Should be happening here pretty soon. close to home, almost home. About 30, 45 more minutes. Really beautiful sunset too. In the formation of clouds. Not sure what to make these clouds out to be, but still pretty cool. landed successfully. All right, so just arrived here at Charlotte International Airport. Got my checked bag. Came out here to transport pickup. Got to go get my car, not too far away from here, and make the commute back home. Today was a long day, right about 6.5 hours on the plane. Should have been about 4 hours and 15 minutes, but they had that mechanical issue. We were sitting basically at Bridgetown, Barbados airport for probably about an hour. Just arrived here about a half an hour, 45 minutes ago. I had to go through my passport checkpoint, do all that good stuff. Now I'm out here trying to get a shuttle, go over to my car, call it a day. Been a long, long day. Barbados to Charlotte. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. Gonna head out of here, go home, end this video. I wanna thank you all for watching, tuning in for today. I enjoyed my time in Barbados. Will I ever go back? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But I had a good time, good sights, good food, good culture. I loved it. But yeah, again, want to say thank you all for watching, for tuning in. Hope you all subscribe to me, Josh on Location. It's very loud down here. Just signing out for today. I will see you all in the next video. And until then, take care of yourselves. I'll see you all then.